Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Idiot Sandwich. This episode is about overthinking and existential crisis, and how we deal with this as people. I also wanted to remind you to leave a comment on the YouTube section about new podcast ideas. Or you can DM us on Instagram. But without further ado, here is The Idiot Sandwich.
Now we're recording, guys. So
I was having sex with this girl, and I was just all up in her armpit.
Okay. We're recording,
Smell like
Alex.
sequel.
Stop. Welcome
Hello.
to Thinkers. This is,
Thinkers.
yeah, that's the name of the episode.
Thinkers.
Yeah, Thinkers.
Oh, okay.
We're brains. We're the
Oh, yeah, we
we're
are
brains
thinkers.
here.
No bronze here. No
So,
bronze.
but before we get started, we're going to talk about what happened today. Apparently, we're going to
The
have
brain's
small
all
talk.
up in here.
We have small talk to talk about. So let's start off with Trey, because I know Alex has something to talk about. But let's start off with Trey because, we'll save best for last. Trey, so what's been going on?
Nothing much. I mean, just been playing a lot of video games.
What kind of video games?
For audio listeners, Liam's big ass
He's
dog
gonna-
just came in.
yeah.
He scared me. He just started pawing at the door. I don't know. Just been playing Fortnite a lot. I've been playing Roblox.
Oh, you got Golden Peter, bro.
I
remember.
got Golden Peter actually the other day. Yeah, I finally got him.
You got Golden Peter. I was telling John about that. And he was like,
Alex, do you not like Golden Peter? What's wrong? Why are you yapping? Why are you
wrong,
doing? What are you doing?
Alex he's being mean. No.
He wants me to play Pal World with him.
Yes, play Power World with me.
What's
Dude, I want
Power?
to. You ever heard of Pal World?
No.
It's awesome.
Has been hit on the mark. We're talking about Pal World now.
Wait, do you have a Do you have a PlayStation? Alex?
No,
What? Oh, okay.
I have an Xbox,
Trey.
and I have my computer. So,
Yeah,
but
Trey's computer.
think
I have a laptop.
think Pokemon. Think of
Yeah.
Pokemon, but in the American region.
Yeah,
If you get what I'm saying.
Pokemon with
If you get what I'm
guns, and
saying
you
there.
can turn the Pokemon into slaves. You can literally
Like human trafficking.
Yeah,
That's good. I like this.
Dude.
I like that idea. I like
This
that
is
one.
my Pokemon. This is my version.
America's Pokemon.
This is America.
dude, I want to play.
This
it
is
so
America.
bad. I want to play it so bad.
Oh, buddy.
I've heard they've been a lot of people kind of don't like it though. Purely on the basis people keep saying it's they stole so much from Pokemon. Like a lot of the Pokemon or whatever animals there are there apparently look very similar. But I don't know. I've seen videos. I've seen some Pokemon. They don't really look that similar to me. I mean, they do. It looks like Pokemon, but they don't look like old Pokemon to me. They look like a new gen or something. Maybe.
I have to agree because Pokemon is a copy of another thing before it,
Digimon.
like
It was
Pokemon.
literally Digimon.
Yeah, like
Digimon?
Yeah.
Is that
yeah, like they copy and they copy. Like that's just how things are created, just from
Yeah,
the
like,
idea of things that have already been made.
You know Jenga? Like the game Jenga?
Yeah.
There's that one at school that's not Jenga. It's like Master Tower or something.
Master Tower.
It's like everything copies. It's not even it's a blatant copy of Jenga. It's not
Yeah.
even they're not even hiding it.
A lot of people like that Pal World's a thing though, because now they'll feel like Pokemon will step up because they're getting really pissed off that it's a thing, and then oh well, now that they feel like they actually have competition, they'll actually start posting more, making more DLC or whatnot. I don't know exactly what they can do with Pokemon, but they're oh,
I agree.
competition. So people are talking about that.
Yeah, I haven't cared about a Pokemon game since middle school,
Dude,
and this is the only thing Pokemon related.
Since
Since X and Y, that was the last game I
Yeah.
played.
Okay. I'm not naming any names here because we're not doing that. But I was really mad when I'll just say friends went to Greenville and we just played Pokemon Go for the entire time at Greenville. And I was like, why did I come here? Because
Only Pokemon Go.
that was the main reason we went.
I've done that before. It can be fun depending on like who you go.
When it was big, I used to do that, but like I
bigger.
haven't cared about anything about Pokemon until Pal World. I saw a big yellow rat hold a minigun, and I was like, this deserves my money.
Yeah, that's another thing, Liam. It's basically Pokemon with guns and slaves. It is guns.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's modern
really-
slavery in
like,
a video game.
Good.
like instead of like being like, hey,
I
Pokemon.
am support of digital slavery,
Yeah.
not real slavery.
Well, the thing
That's
is,
so
too,
wild.
instead of like like you throw a Pokemon, you're like, hey, fight this other Pokemon. You can shoot the Pokemon and like fight with your other Pokemon. Like your Pokemon will shoot at them too because some of them have guns.
What do
some
you
of them
guys
don't.
think about AI being enslaved? Should we be allowed to enslave?
When AI enslaves us, they're gonna remember you saying this, Liam, and then you're gonna be on the execution list
Yeah, probably.
when the Terminators come.
I'm not saying I support it, not yet, at least. I would have to have, it depends. But I don't have a viewpoint yet. Maybe. But right now, as it stands right now, AI, I'm in support of AI slavery. Here at,
Well, like Pal, or what are you saying?
I said here at the Idiot Sandwich, we support slavery.
There's no we. There's no we.
No, there's no we.
But only
There's no I
hey,
in
I'm
team
preferencing
here.
I'm preferencing it, but only for AI, unless it develops to a point of free will.
No, I like AI. AI's cool. I played Detroit Become Human. I love
Yeah,
Connor.
but you're
Connor's on.
Wait, but Trey, you're using
Connor's my
it
dog.
worked. You like it because it
Yeah,
worked.
Yeah, but
eventually it's gonna be like, hey, bitch, stop.
Okay,
using
but I
me.
don't like spank my computer. I like my computer. I treat it well. Okay.
What? I'm just imagining you guys like.
I treat my technology with care because it treats me with care.
I'm just imagining Trey just having like booty cheeks on his computers, just like
bad boy, bad boy,
just like.
You see, you don't treat it. You don't treat it like this. You treat it like this. You gotta massage it a little bit. So stupid. For anyone listening to the audio, I just caressed my phone and spanked my phone. So that is something. Yeah, I don't need to describe that one.
I love how you're like, if you
just go like really.
Yeah, like he was being sensual with the phone.
Anyway, I was gonna say, you'll ask me what I've been up to.
Back to the Pokemon with guns.
You were asking me what I've been up to. Like I said, I haven't been doing much other than playing games, but I did go and watch a movie the other day. I was gonna see if y'all heard about it.
Was it better than Silent Nights? That terrible movie we saw in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that really started everything. That's so funny.
It's kind of crazy for me to say because I originally thought the movie I was gonna go watch was gonna be like not good for me. I thought it was gonna be really boring. I didn't think I was gonna like it. It was called The Boys in the Boat. Have y'all heard of that?
No.
I've heard of it, but I didn't like know anything about it.
Basically, it's these guys in Washington. They're around 17-ish. They look like they're like 20 with chiseled chins and sexy abs. But they're like 17. One's the main guy is like a hobo, but like he's young. His like dad left him. Anyway, it's based on a true story, and he wants a job, and he's having a hard time trying to get a job while he's in school, and he can't really pay for school anymore. So he's like, I need to get a job. So his friend's like, hey, there's this rowing team, and if you get on the team, they'll like get you a job and you get money for it. So, they do this whole like marathon, like they're trying to get on the team. They eventually make it, and then they're like, okay, well, we got to get good. So they become like really good at rowing, really good on this boat. It's like an 8-man boat. And, they do like the, like pool roll thing, and there's like 8 people, and they're really, really, really good. And like they win their game, and they're like, hey, we should try for the Olympics. And their coach is like, yeah, we should try. And everybody's like, no, this is unheard of. This is, only seniors do this. You're a junior class. You can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And eventually they get money. They go and they win the Olympics. And it's based off of a true story that happened back in the day in 1932 when World War II. It's funny because at the very end of the movie, you see Hitler. But, because because the Olympics
What?
the Olympics was
What?
held the Olympics was held in Germany.
I love how you were like, at the funniest part of this is you see Hitler.
You see Hitler. Okay,
My favorite part is when I see that guy. He's my
My
favorite
hero.
guy.
Now, I thought I was not going to like the movie. I thought it was going to be very boring, and I watched it, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was way better than Silent Night.
Yeah, Silent Night was god awful.
Like, even the way I just explained it, it doesn't sound that interesting. Even to
Okay,
me
for
now.
the audio listeners, me and Alex were making edging jokes for the entire movie of Silent Night, and it pissed Trey off immensely. And John!
Everyone off.
Yes, because we went to go watch a movie, and you didn't even watch every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, you'd be like, "What's happening? What's happening?"
We did not ask you at all what was happening.
Because we walked away. We moved seats so we could watch the movie in peace.
Oh, wait, did you move seats?
No, but John did.
John did. But John did because he knew what was going to happen. John was like, I wasn't expecting that at all. And I was like, how were you not?
Well, the
Like, what
movie
are you
was
talking
good
about?
at
That
first.
movie was well, yeah.
It was
I like
okay.
the opening.
No, it was not.
No, the opening was okay.
No, it was okay at first until like the hour-long
But
scene
even
you're
the
talking
opening
about.
was terrible because basically in the movie, you start off with this guy running, and it's like an action movie. He's getting shot at, and then he takes this pole and he hits a car with the metal pole and doesn't break his arm. Like, it was stupid, right? Wasn't that what happened?
No, he was getting chased by the car, and like he. No, you're right.
He does hit the.
He gets a pole.
windshield.
He gets a pole. He like runs down this like little alleyway that is just big enough for the car, and he's getting chased by this car. They're shooting at him, but they keep missing on this straightaway. They would have hit him first.
They were stormtroopers.
They had stormtrooper ability, and eventually he runs out to the alleyway. There's like a little hole. He runs out, and it's like a big street. He grabs a pipe and he kind of like sits there and waits for the car to come out the little alleyway. And then he.
Sorry.
I'm just going to ignore that.
For audio listeners, Alex is holding up a picture of a dog, and it's very
puppy.
distracting to track. What were you saying?
Anyway, he
finish the story.
Read out what
Alex,
it says.
stop.
He hits the
We can't-
windshield with the pole,
We can't even see that.
and it does absolutely jack all, as you can imagine. Like, yeah, he like cracks it, but whoop-de-doo, they did nothing. So now he's running again down this now like street, and like he decides to like, what's that one game back in the day? Was it Dexter? It's like a parkour game that you can play on your phone.
I don't
Temple Run?
No, not Temple Run. We'll ignore that.
But anyway, he just
jumps onto
jumps
a
up.
forklift.
like
and,
Mario,
he jumps onto a forklift and like backflips of like behind the car as the forklift goes in and like the forklift what's it called? Forks like just skewers like everyone in the car except for like the main guy, and the guy comes out and like
and just shoots him.
the main character's on the ground like.
I wish that was the end of the movie. That would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
My leg.
I was like, oh, it's the end. That should have that's where it should have ended. Him dying. The movie should have never happened. It should have been a short of the man dying. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Trey, for the small talk, and we kind of
obsession. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Okay,
Alex,
we need to talk about Alex.
Alex had an endeavor because we're recording this podcast at like 8. We start at like 7 p.m. usually. It was past 8 by the time we started recording, and now it is 8:50.
Yeah, Alex is late, but it's not his fault.
It is not his
We
fault.
want to know the story. We want to know what
I thought it was his fault because he told me he's a late person in general, but then he was like, no. And Alex,
I'm on the stand right now. Yeah, putting me on the judge stand.
Alex,
Holding witness.
Where were you at the night of? Where were you?
Okay, so for like we were planning to meet up. I was meeting up with my friends at 5:15, and so we get there at like 5:30 around Alex time. Just how it is. And then so I have this script that I need to write out, for my acting class, and
Ooh.
like we had a real tough time writing it because for some reason my teacher is just mentally insane. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like today, I had to act. Like, so our original script was based off of like the Mean Girls movie, like just the preppy white girl movie. And so, like, I start. Oh, you go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just asking. Is this a minor then? You're doing like acting?
No, I'm not minoring in theater. I'm thinking about it, but just not right
It's just
now.
an elective.
Yeah, it's just an elective.
Oh, okay.
And so like, it's so stupid. So I act like one of a basic white woman. I'm kidding. I'm acting like a preppy
Continue. I'm just
person. What happened? Oh, okay.
Dogs are barking. He's gonna close the door.
Oh, okay. So I'm acting like this preppy girl at this high school, and then like for some reason like we finished the scene and it went terribly because like we didn't know like what we were actually saying and stuff. And so at the end of the class, my teacher pulls me aside and she goes, "Alex, you can't be a stereotype." And I was like,
It's
what do
Mean
you mean?
Girls. It is Mean
Yeah,
Girls.
like I literally
the
told her, I
whole
was like,
movie
we
is a
based it off Mean Girls. It's literally stereotype preppy high school.
No, Liam, his teacher, like, apparently when they tried recording, or not recording, but when they tried, like, doing, like, the little act, apparently it went horribly, and his teacher took him back room and said, "Alex, you cannot be a stereotype doing this. It is Mean Girls."
They based every character off of a stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that's the whole movie.
Wait, so your teacher, did he tell you what to do? Like, was he like,
No.
well, this is what you should do?
If you weren't a stereotype, you wouldn't be Mean Girls. You would just be basic normal girl. Mean Girls is supposed to be a stereotype.
Wait, but I don't even understand. Isn't acting kind of stereotypes usually?
Yes. That's what 90% of acting is. It's just being a stereotype.
Did he ask you? Did he like explain to you like, okay, I want you to act it in this way? No, I can understand him being like, well, like I wanted to. You still want it to be a stereotype, but not like 2-dimensional. You still wanted 3.
Yeah, no. It wasn't like that. So like for the situation, to just give more context, like so we're doing this assignment and it's called open scripts. So you have these. Dang, Dre, you just spilled that everywhere. Dre just spilled water on him.
I can't even blame him. I drink water like
no, it's just in my beard. That's all it is. Actually, I didn't
spill water. It's just in my beard. That's not your mouth, Trey.
It was a drip. It was a literal drip. Maybe 2. I think.
No, I can't even blame you. I'll get like a glass and I just start chugging. It will like drip all over my shirt. Not now, but I used to do it way more.
Anyway,
but back to the context. So like we have this assignment and it's this thing called open scene. So we're taking our scripts. I can't focus when Trey is just doing such stupid stuff with the microphone.
He's like, let me get this to the point where it's uncomfortable for our listeners.
Am I making it uncomfortable for you?
No, not really.
No, I was just like,
I like it like that.
I like it when you're. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to see if I can touch my eyeball.
But like so that's our assignment and we have to write out for the script. And you know, like 9 times out of 10 when you make a character, you make it off of a stereotype.
Wait, so is it an acting class and a writing at the same time?
No, it's just an acting class, but we're writing in it for some reason.
What?
So we're writing about our characters.
So mad, bro. I'm like, what? I thought like I would think that would be a different. Wouldn't that be a different like?
I think the fire alarm just went off for the for my apartment.
Did it? Do you have to get out?
No. I just heard some beeping for a second.
You had to get
Oh well,
out
if I die in a
just
fire, I die in a
pretend it.
fire for the
You've
pod.
had the worst day.
Dude, if there was
Dude,
a
I've had a
fire,
real bad day.
me
I'm
and
not gonna
Trey
lie.
would just continue while your laptop was going. We'd be like, sorry, Alex might be burning to death right now.
Dude, if you dude, that'd
like
be-
my whole bed is on fire.
dude, we get so
It's
many
sl-
views. We get
It's
so many views. We should,
slowly like burning while me and Trey are just reviewing this.
we'd get so many views. Get your room on fire real quick.
Yeah, get a match. Get a
I don't
match.
have a lighter.
Okay, that's cool. But what I did today, because
I didn't ask. I don't care.
I'm eager.
Shut up.
Whoa,
Kill yourself.
hold on. Before you do, we want to. I
In
want to
Minecraft.
know about the whole bus thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we didn't
okay,
really
okay,
talk
yeah.
about that. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, that was building up to the bus. So, so that script went terribly, and we just decided to rewrite it pretty much because it just didn't work at all. And so like me and my friends meet up today, and it's 5:15. Like we meet up. We're planning to meet up, and then we meet up at 5:30 because Alex time. And then so we all get there and we eat, and like we're just discussing our script, and then I get done with it. It starts pouring rain, and then so I get down to the to my station to get on the bus. Buses are closed, so then I had to trek it, and like busy traffic too. Like traffic was crazy today as well.
Oh, you said the buses were closed? I thought you said your bus like it cut, like it just kind of like stopped working while you're on it and you just got off and ran home.
No, it was supposed to come, but the night bus like just stopped.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it's like a 30-minute walk from where I was eating to home. So
Damn.
I like was speed running it. Like I cut it in half.
Do you know what this means though?
What?
And I think what would solve his problem if he wasn't running on Alex time.
Now I want to ask. I'm not going to say the city you're in, but does your city not have like those scooters you can get, like those
Yeah, but the rain is there's so many people, the rain and like traffic
I
is
said
it's
I
really
don't
not
want to
worth
say
it.
your city, and Liam goes, "Wait, are you talking about this place?" I'm talking about Bird and Spin.
Dude, you don't say the name of like anything other than like the it's like saying like
Uh-oh.
I'll stop. If I have to cut.
Anyway, does your city have the scooters you can like rent out and like use?
Yeah, but they usually put them up like when it starts raining and stuff like that.
Okay.
And what?
No, I was just saying sorry to Trey. I thought you were seriously forgetting the name of the city.
Huh?
I thought you forgot the name.
Liam's catching up like 3 sentences ago. Like he's playing it. He's playing the video on like 0.5 speed right now.
Yeah.
Dude is watching this in rewind right now.
Dude, I was so confused.
Sorry.
It's like,
Me too, bro.
I'm sorry. I just didn't process what happened.
Liam's in timeout for 10 minutes. This is the Trey and Alex podcast now.
We didn't even start. Not the real meat of the episode.
well, what's been going on with you then? Liam? And I'm sorry about your day, Alex. I hope it gets better.
Sorry, that sounds like it sucked.
It's okay. I have to take a test right after.
Ooh.
Oh.
My day was good. I did like photography today. Like I did photography.
And Pokemon
got
Go?
Yelled at. Well, I didn't get yelled at, but like the teacher that I won't say names, but it starts with A.
Mm.
and yeah, she was really mad in class today. Like not mad, she was sick. And like, yeah, she was just giving a hard. She wasn't like too hard, but she used you, Alex, for the editing.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Did she make fun of me?
No. John was petting your
surprised.
face while we were like, we didn't edit you or anything. John was just looking at you like, oh, I miss him. I'm like, bro, who are you doing this for right now?
I've affected John's life that much. I'm so proud.
Yeah, John was like, he did.
I'm in his head rent free.
He did come to D&D. He did, and I'm like, okay, that's good, cool. John's gonna listen to this podcast and be like, what the fuck?
Dude, we need a John episode.
Oh, I told
That
John,
would be funny.
I told John he's coming
awesome.
onto this, and he was like, why didn't you invite me like a normal person? I'm like, it's not exactly a choice, John. You're gonna be
Gunpoint, eh?
You have to be on here. Special guest.
The podcast.
We weren't even talking about the podcast apparently, and I was just randomly like, John, you're gonna be on my podcast, and he was like, do I have a choice? And I was like, no. He's like, I would be down to do it, but you didn't even ask me.
But John would say like, you didn't even ask me. If you did, then I would join. Like he would say something like that. That's such a John thing to do.
Know. John's just a cartoon character. That's the best. Even John will describe.
He's a real life cartoon character.
John describes himself as a real life cartoon.
I feel like John would not get on this podcast, and like I feel like if you, let me restart that. He would get on, but he wouldn't be John. He would be like wearing some sort of like costume or cosplay.
Oh no! Yeah,
he would be like he would come
He'd
on.
be like anonymous.
He would be Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
He'd be QAnon.
We did like me and him just did like a Peter Griffin. Like, hi, I'm Peter. I was doing Peter, and then John was Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I can't say what we did, but like we were doing a recording.
Role play as Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Peter Griffin. What?
Not like that.
Hey,
not
Peter.
like that.
Erotic role play.
I can't talk about it on the podcast.
Peter,
but it was really funny.
Where is he putting his
We did
nose,
offensive
Peter?
humor. That's basically all it was. But I just wouldn't.
Hey Peter, I
Say
dropped my
what-
pants.
Hey, Peter, I know Lois has a big nose, but what is it? Do you just have a big nose kink, Peter? Why are you going for Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
John misses you too.
The
Trey.
bulginator.
Sure.
John's always looking at me like, I wish Trey was here.
I have the bulginator. Better the platypus.
Alex, did you see that video I sent you the other day?
There's so many at this point, Trey. There's like
It doesn't.
I don't.
We're not
It's
getting
hard to
into
keep up.
Trey's. We're not getting into Trey's Instagram Reels stuff. Anyway,
That's what episode is that we need to do? That
we got to do an episode about that, but we'll talk about that after.
We should actually talk about what we planned on this episode now.
Okay. So basically, that's the end of small talk for the listeners. Now we're going to go into the real meat of it. Existential crisis.
I got some meat.
So, who wants to start off? I already have stuff, but like, did you guys have any stories you wanted to say?
What are we talking about?
Existential crisis.
Yeah.
Something that freaks you out, like existentially.
You said some overthinking too, right?
Yeah, but that's the next topic.
Oh, okay.
Do you know?
I don't know. What's like a really good situation that's like
Because like,
been.
okay, like I have one. It's not a situation exactly, but I have an existential crisis
Define
that
like,
we're apes. You know,
define existential crisis. Like, what exactly do you?
I don't know like the exact definition. If you don't, it's kind of like where you just have like a crisis of like life. Exactly.
Yeah, just like kind of realize that you're alive. You know, when you have those moments
oh
where
my
you're just like,
god,
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
No, I mean I've kind of always been like. I mean, you could arguably say.
Existential crisis.
I feel like an existential crisis can be good because like there's been times where like I'll be outside just like driving and like I'll see a really pretty place and I'll kind of just look at it and then out of nowhere I'll be like, whoa.
Okay, an existential
Whoa, this
You got
place
that
is pretty.
For people that
I
don't,
am living. This is beautiful. Life is amazing.
yeah. So for people that don't know what existential crisis, like Trey, an existential crisis is a period in a person's life where they feel a lack of meaning or purpose That's not exactly what I'm using it. I'm using it in more of a casual sense.
I was going to say,
just like-
you're basically saying depressed and suicidal.
No,
It's just what's the meaning of life?
No, I'm
like
just
that's the,
usually-
that's
I'm
the
using it
podcast
more in, like,
question.
I'm using it more in like what is it? What, like the slang term of it, where it's more like, oh my god, I'm alive. Where it's just you're freaking out about a subject, kind of.
Not really.
I've
I mean,
had those moments where you just like you're just chilling in bed and then you're like about to fall asleep and then you're like, oh my god, I'm alive.
I had like an
And I'm gonna die
existential
one day.
crisis. I had an existential crisis about free will, and I also had an existential crisis about like recently I had this, but it was more of a funny one. I found it funny while I was having it. It was like, oh my god, we're apes, bro. We're apes. I can't get over it. Like
A
was just-
monkey.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, well, when you get down to it, we're just apes. Like, we're great apes. We evolved. I don't know. I was just overthinking it a lot.
I don't know if I want to say existential crisis, but I had like a spiritual thing going on.
As
for a
long as
while.
it's related, you can say it. It's
Like-
not like, it's not a very, this is a slang definition of the term. It's not like a strict.
Here, let me ask
definition.
y'all this. This is something I used to ask people a lot. This is when I was like in my, I guess you want to, for I don't know, maybe spiritual healing journey.
Your Visco girl face.
And I wouldn't say that. It was better than that. I was just like very spiritual. Well, let me ask y'all this. Who does the
you're oh wait. Go ahead.
who are you? And when I say that, I mean, like, I want to ask you this question right here. I want y'all to look at this thing right here. Look at yours.
Look at your hand for the audio listeners.
Okay. You realize how you just said your hand? This
Yeah.
is my hand.
This is my hand.
Who is me?
My
Who is
hand has
mine?
calluses.
Why do I say this is my hand like it's an object and not say, oh, this is me?
because
Because this is connected to everything. This is me.
it's connected to your brain, which is where your consciousness
My
is
brain.
stored.
Who is my brain? My conscious.
Yeah.
Why do we say my like it's possession?
Because that's
You're
the only
talking
way
about like my
interpret
brain?
it.
So that's what you mean, like just how this is. Are you questioning like if you actually think like we own our conscience
No.
or our
I mean,
bodies?
Let's say like this. If I cut my hand off, I no longer have this hand, but I'm still me. Even though my hand is gone, I don't say, oh, like I'm dead. No, I just lost my hand, my possession, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't need this hand to be me, but who is me? Because if this hand is not me, if this mind, this brain, this conscious, these legs are not me, who am me? Who am I saying I am I?
Well, you're saying more spiritual.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're just saying like what's the raw version of me, pretty much.
Well, like my beliefs.
Like unfiltered. Okay.
No, my belief system.
I see what you're saying on that.
I eventually boil it down to our soul. Like, we
Yeah.
still say my soul, your soul. But, like, I only say that because, like, we'll say when you have DMT or, like, other kind of drugs, and, you have, like, this sounds out of nowhere. It's very, when you have a drug, I'm Joe
That
Rogan.
sounded like such a Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Like,
I
have you
only
ever
say-
When
tried
you're on
DMT?
shrooms.
I only say it because you can have out of body experiences, and I like to imagine what you are seeing is through the eyes of your soul leaving your body, but still attached, but looking at a higher like part of the room or whatnot.
dude's doing bird's eye view, but
Yeah, bird's eye
spiritually.
view, but spiritual. You would have to be your soul, because how else when you're high on a thing like that?
Ray's got that third eye.
How can you see yourself in a different point of view if you are not up there?
I don't think that's like
It would be your
out
soul.
of body experiences, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like you're not really viewing yourself out of body.
Yeah, you do. From what I've heard, of course, I'm not saying from experience.
Well, I mean, like
None of
I've
us
had
have.
out of body experiences.
Oh, you have?
Get a harder drug and you'll find out, Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get an illegal drug and you'll find out, bud.
I've already done illegal drugs, buddies, but not too hard.
Double it.
Double it or double it or give it to the next person. Yeah.
Give it to the next person.
Yeah, double it and give it to me. That's what needs to happen.
But no, I always like brought it down to like our soul.
For jobs, this is just a joke. I've never done
Jobs.
drugs. I've never done drugs. I've never touched anything. I'm only 20 years old. I've never even partaked in alcohol.
Yeah, I
Right.
eventually
You don't need a
boiled.
point.
Huh?
I'm pointing like I don't know if this will work, but I'm pointing at y'all on Discord just to like
You're pointing the
make it look
opposite
really
way.
funny.
Yeah, for me.
Okay, wait. I need to point
No,
this way.
point this.
Wait.
Yeah, point that
Yeah.
way. You're pointing at me now.
Yeah, now I'm pointing up at Liam.
This
now
guy.
I'm pointing up at you.
No,
Get a load of this guy.
I'm on the bottom for
No,
me.
well, for me, I'm the one recording, so I'm on the top right. Alex is on the top left, and you're on the bottom.
I'm on the bottom.
Mhm.
See?
Get a load of that guy. Yeah, I hate that guy.
Anyway,
Get a load of him.
This
For
guy
audio-
sucks.
For audio listeners, this is ass. Anyway, I boiled it down to soul. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
So I
agree
like
with
that question. That's a very like complex way to ask that question, I think. But I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I
I
love
feel
you,
like
Trey.
there was a way to simplify that question instead of being like, "This is your hand."
Well, I don't know how else to say it first.
Yeah, like I feel like
Y'all
we
got
were
it.
going on like a Morgan Freeman like documentary right there. Like,
y'all understood what I'm
Do you understand? Do you understand the importance of the universe? The universe is
like Neil
wide
deGrasse
and
Tyson was to start to. Neil deGrasse Tyson was about to start telling me like I'm Stardust.
Yeah, he was about to be like, "Do you realize that you are actually you are actually molecules made up, so you are actually not a person." I just don't need to think about this right now. This doesn't help me.
I guess you could say that's when I had an existential crisis, when I was like going through that little phase of mine where I was like, spiritually like growing. Because like I was going through a lot then. Like I used to be, I'm going to admit this in the podcast. I used to be like very self-hate. I had a hard time loving myself. And I had one day when I had like this journey where I had a dream. I had a dream where I had a dream where Sorry.
Martin Luther
I like-
King Jr. came down from heaven.
I had a weird, like, I guess it's like ADHD moment. I don't know what that was, but anyway, I had a dream.
That was a TikTok brain moment.
Yeah, it was.
TikTok
I had a
brain
dream
rot.
where, like, I was in this dark room, and I was just like looking in this dark room. And there was like a spotlight, like in the middle of this room. And you know how, like, in the game Left 4 Dead, there's a Witcher crying, like, bent over. Have y'all played that?
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a person there bent over naked crying. And
Me?
no, that was not you. And I'm just like looking at it, and it's like it's a kid. A kid is crying. So I walk over to him in my dream, and I'm like looking at him, and I'm like, "Hey!" And I like grab his shoulder, and he looks over at me, and it was me as a kid crying naked in this room. And I'm just like, as a baby, or not baby, but like, let's say like 8, I was just sitting there crying, looking at myself when I was older, and I just like went to him and gave him a hug, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay. And he stopped crying, and I woke up, and dude, and since then, I've never like hated myself again. I've loved myself since, and it was the craziest thing.
That's honestly a pretty cool story.
Why-
Cool.
Like, just I
You're
woke
looking at
up
me
and
like you don't
I was
believe me,
locked in.
Liam.
It's not that I don't believe
What type of
you.
drug were you on when you did?
It's just like
I wasn't on any drug, I promise.
you were saying you went to bed.
Yeah, I was
Slept?
asleep. It was a
Well,
dream.
technically you are on drugs, kind of. Not really.
Yeah, well, you do get like, yeah.
You got DMT, kind of.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
got an
what
actual
type of drug? What type of drug were you on? He's a fan. He's a fan.
But no, it was one of those things where, like, I always thought I was fat. I always thought everyone hated me. And it was one of those things where I always wanted everyone else's approval. And then when I had that dream, I looked at myself and I was like, we just need ourselves. I need you. You need me. I want you to know it's going to be okay.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've never had it to that point where I
I
was
feel
like,
you on that one
I
too.
went to bed and then I was like, I fucking don't hate
Dude,
myself
I woke
no
up the
more.
next morning and, dude, it felt like I could take the world. Like, I was on a conquest.
I don't know. Like for me, I don't know. Like I guess it was really bad at like freshman year in high school. I was like, oh my god, I need to be friends with everyone. Everyone needs to know me. Like I need to be cool. But then I was just like extremely, like I don't know. Like not, I guess clingy to the fact that like I needed the attention
Yeah.
or validation of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's always nice to have that, but I think maturing, like you just need to know, like,
Is
you're alone.
Is making other people like you being what other people want you to be. Is it gonna make you happy?
Yeah.
Is basically
That's
like,
how
what it
that's
boils
how I
down to.
was. Like, I kind of realized I really wasn't like pleasing myself. I was just like trying to
Yeah,
please the
others.
people around me. Yeah.
And it's fine to do that in like moderation, but care about yourself sometimes. Like try to make yourself
Like
happy sometimes.
good
Yeah.
deeds is different from just, I think good deeds is a good way to like please someone, like, doing genuinely nice things, but like, yeah, just changing your whole personality as a
Mhm.
person to try and
No, it doesn't even work because, like, for me,
yeah, it
I'm
really
not,
don't. Yeah.
I'm not someone that I don't fit in with everybody. It's like they just won't like me. Some people don't like my personality.
I'm
It's
just
fine.
different.
It's fine. You don't need to like my personality. That's fine.
Liam really said, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing."
I'm not saying that I'm not. It's not like that. It's not like most people come up and be like, "Oh, I hate you,"
Like that
But-
Miles Morales
but, like,
TikToker.
I just
Yeah,
mean in the-
I love that dude.
I just mean in the sense of like how you get like stuck in this trap of like trying to impress other people, and it's like it doesn't work at all. They usually are like, "Why is this guy trying to impress me?" Like, what do I have to give him? Like, because most of the time it is like, even if you're talking about someone famous that's successful, they
Yeah.
have that skill, but they're still like you and me. It's not like,
Yeah. It's
don't know, it's
also
just-
very. Oh, you go ahead.
No, you good.
I think it's also very polarizing because, like, people will always tell you, like, if you're a big fan of something, meat rider, or like, why are you hating on this guy? It's always constantly just, you're either like hating nonstop on someone or like, meat riding them, and people always just are either on one side. They're never like, oh yeah, this guy's,
Yeah, I can understand why some people say meat rider or some hate. Like, we'll say like Andrew Tate. You say anything about Andrew Tate, you'll have 700 people commenting on your like tweet, being like, "You're a stupid fascist fat piece of shit," something like that. You ain't got no bitches. What color is your Lamborghini or Bugatti or whatever it is? But like, there's a difference.
What color is your Bugatti? What color
There's
is your
a difference
Bugatti?
between like just liking someone and like you're saying being a meat rider. Because like we'll say if I liked Andrew Tate, if I saw someone talking bad about him, I probably wouldn't say anything because like who cares personally? Just 'cause
Yeah, like, I don't get that.
unless it's like a best friend. I'm not saying Andrew Tate's a good or a bad guy. I'm just saying him. Like we'll say just a random person. We'll say who's that guy that just left YouTube?
There's a lot of them.
are you talking about
There has
Matt
been a lot of
Pat?
them. Yeah, Matt Pat. Like Matt Pat, I don't really watch him, but we'll say I liked him. Like he's a good guy. But if someone was talking bad about him, I probably wouldn't say anything because like I don't know, I could like him without like wanting to become his best buddy on the internet.
I think that's also a big thing as well. Like, just people are so quick to jump the gun, and like your first impression now is your only impression on people.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh,
it's so hard to come back from your first
I have
impression.
a great example of this. It was really funny. I saw an article on Joe Rogan. I watched this podcast with him and Tom with someone on Joe Rogan. It was a comedian, and they were like, so like it was like what we are doing right now. It's like, oh yeah. And they were talking about like a homeless problem in like Austin, and they were like, yeah, we should just kill all the homeless people. But like they were kidding. They're
Yeah.
comedians. And this guy wrote an article on the context saying that Joe Rogan wants to kill homeless people with assault rifles. And I was laughing. I was like, what?
Give me one, and I'll
Who's
I'll up
gonna-
my KD.
Who's gonna take this seriously? Like, what? It's also like it's two comedians on a podcast, and they're trying to be like, oh, look at what these people said. It's like you can't do this.
I don't know, just things being taken, especially so literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when it's clearly
very-
not. Too.
Yeah,
I don't
like that.
I hate it because I have personal experience where people just go, they know I'm not meaning what I'm saying at all, and they're like, "Do you know that's offensive?" Or do you know that like it's not even. It's just more like I don't know how to word it exactly, but it's just like, do you know that I'm having a hard time finding the words for it exactly. But I think you guys know what I'm trying to get at. Where it's like they'll rewrite your words when they know they weren't where you weren't trying.
Oh,
to say
like
stuff.
out of context.
Yeah, but they know the context and they're like, "Oh, that's wrong," and I'm like, "We were just having a conversation, and then you're taking a tidbit of it and then getting offended by the tidbit." But if you have the whole context, which you do, it shouldn't matter. If you know what I'm
Some
talking
people just only hear what they want to hear. Like that's just how some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like personal
Yeah.
experience, that's my biggest pet peeve. I know I forgot to say that, for the last episode.
Well, you were saying you had like an experience, Liam. What was your experience?
Well, I already kind of said it, but it wasn't like a big one. It was like a week though. It was like a week of me being like, "Whoa, we're just fucking apes, bro.
Oh, okay.
We're apes." I also did have a free will one where I was kind of like,
Monkey.
I was obsessed with like this free will thing for like months where I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't really care now." But like, it's just like, it was basically the idea that you don't have free will.
Mine was, dude, I
you don't have
mine.
control over your action.
Yeah. I just loved mine, the one I was telling you on my like spiritual thing. I think that was the happiest like it was probably like a month where I was just the happiest boy in the world, just like thinking about stuff. Always thinking, but like not being like a bad thing. Like thinking about that like what I was telling y'all, the soul thing, and like there was something else, like the meaning of some word, and I was like, what does it really mean? Blah blah blah. And I don't know, it was like a weird thing, like its original roots. Like I was just like researching stuff that really didn't matter, like in the current situation. It was just kind of like spiritual stuff, and like I was like, what does this really mean? What it means? Because it could be taken in so many different ways, and it was just like, I don't know. But I was just so happy. I don't know why. It was like, I don't know. I was literally high on life.
Oh no!
The game?
You're one of those people? No. I'm just- I'm thinking about the
I
guy
get
that's
that
like,
though.
no, I get it, but I mean, like, I'm just thinking of the guy that walks in the room while people are like drinking or something, and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
do you want to get high on Jesus Christ?" Like, dude, no, no. Do
you
not
wanna
talk
accept
to me about
God?
this.
I don't know. Like for me, it took a very long time for me to just like actually accept myself because like I was always extremely bullied for being a bigger kid.
Mm.
And
For
then
being
like tall, ginger, like it unironically used to like affect my mental health a lot being
people
made fun of for my hair.
It was weird. People were like really mean to me because I was tall. I think it's like they're like, "Oh, that's an intimidating figure."
I swear it's a jealousy thing.
It definitely is.
Like I don't really get it.
But sometimes it was women, which was weird. There was one time like a middle school, this girl was like, I'm like, she told me, no, it was like elementary. She was like, "I'm scared of you." And I'm like, "There's no, it's fine. Like, I'm not."
That's weird because I was always tall, but I never really got bullied for being tall.
But
I was only, I mean, I was
did a lot.
I was fat. That's why I wouldn't really get bullied.
That's what I got bullied for the most.
You said you got bigger. Like, I'm not trying to be like, but you said you kind of like in later on in high school, right? That you kind of started gaining weight.
Yeah, I when I was younger, I've always been big, always. And then around 9th grade, I started like getting really tall. And
oh, did you thin out?
Yeah, I thinned out like crazy. I looked like I was skinnier than the both of you, and I was still 220 pounds. Like I've shown you a picture, like the picture when I had the ponytail. Like
you were thinner than me.
Yeah,
right now. Because
nobody's thinner than me.
No, I'm at 2. Like I'm 6'5" and I'm 210 right now. So
I was maybe a little bit. Either we were the same or I
I'm
was a little bit
100% muscle mass.
I'm not.
0 fat on my body.
I've been big. Like I'm not.
You're not skinnier
I'm
than
not
me, pal.
saying. I'm not being like, hey, like, this, but like I'm just. There's no way.
No, I was just saying like, yeah. I mean, I did get bigger though. Around, I want to say probably like 10th, 11th grade. I started getting way bigger.
I got it. Like I got fat. Like when I got fat, it was 3rd grade, and it was because I was eating. Like
Yeah.
I was just like I was really like upset, basically, just because I was getting put into like I don't really talk about it with a lot of people, but I was put into like special needs classes because of my dyslexia, and I don't
Damn, really? Just because
need-
you're dyslexic?
Well, I had like multiple things, but
Oh,
it doesn't have. I don't socially. I'm there with it. Like it's not. It affected me a lot.
Was it more like effective like when you were younger, pretty much? Is that what you mean?
Actually, it was affected up till high school, pretty much.
Mm.
Because
Oh, okay.
even like the later time, like they just I don't know. Like people were kind of mean about it too, where it would be like, "Oh, you're in the fucking sped classes," and I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Well, like
Yeah, it people are always like still so weird about that.
Yeah.
it's so weird because it's a lot of the people that also will be like, oh, you got to support the people with autism, you got to support the people, and all those people would be like, you're fucking retarded, and I'd be like, you can't say it, you can't say the word, like you can't say that word because it's offensive, but you're gonna say it to me directly to my face to be mean to me.
Who is in those classes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't understand. Like the whole like idea is really
That's
weird.
yeah. That's kind of like a really, really fucked up dick move. Like,
yeah, it's so common. It's
Yeah,
a
like
lot-
it's.
like all. the
Oh, you
people-
go ahead.
I was just saying that a lot of the people that like all are like altruistic about a lot of this stuff are like the meanest people that you'll meet in person.
yeah.
Yeah, like that happened. Elementary schoolers are like mean, and middle school. Everyone's
Eighth
mean
graders,
in high
bro.
and in high school. Dude, like I don't know. I was never really like. I had friends who would be like, "Oh my god, that kid has like mental problems or something like that," and it would be like, "I'm better than them." I just never really understood that because like.
Well, my
I don't know.
I've had friends that were like completely below, like on like social level, like they would be considered like like really special needs. Like if you like, I don't want to work like I like just like autism. Like I've
Yeah.
had. It was more in like I was younger. Like I had people that I knew in like high school, but it was really hard for me to like. I couldn't really socialize with them because at that point I was just above in like maturity.
Yeah.
Like you can't. It's just too much.
Yeah, like sometimes it just takes longer for people, especially in those classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like some of them can't. Like they just have a limit.
Yeah,
Especially
and that's
Like
not their fault. Yeah,
no, it's not their fault. But the problem with it was that like they kind of lumped me in with people that had autism, and I was more just like modified, where it would just be like I just need my work to be modified, graded by a different teacher, maybe a little. I don't want to say dumbed down, but a little bit more like specified to my capability of like
more tailored.
yeah, more tailored. I'm not good at writing.
Yeah.
I needed help with dictation, stuff like that. But like it was just I don't share it a lot because it's a hard topic for me to talk about because I'm not a very serious person. But like
That's one reason why I've always hated school. Is like if you're bad at something, whether it's in your case it was not in your control, whether it's in your control or not, some people are just not good at certain things.
well I wouldn't say
For
that-
real, I never understood that.
I wouldn't say that completely. Like the funny thing is I love writing creatively. I just hate grammar and like the rule. Like the English language annoys me.
Well,
in
I
some
just
of the rules.
I mean, like if you're bad at math and then your teacher is like yelling at you because you got a bad grade, it's like, why are you yelling at me? Because like I tried, I'm not good at it. It's like that saying I always loved to hear when I was younger. It was it was actually used in the court of law against school. They were trying to like change some classes in schoolwork. The guy said, you have a fish, a monkey, an elephant, and I think a snail. I think it was like, yeah, a fish, elephant, monkey, snail, and you tell them to climb a tree. That of course that monkey's going to be amazing at it, but that fish, it's not even going to get near that tree because it can't. You are now, and then you start yelling at that fish because it can't. You are yelling at this fish because of its inability to do this task because it's not made for it.
Yeah.
Just like some people cannot do math. Some people are not good at remembering the past of history. Some people, like you, are dyslexic. They just were not built for these things. They were built for something different.
Yeah, I don't like, I'm not trying to give myself an out though, because like I can read. It's not exactly like I can't. Like I just had to learn it in a very different way comparatively to other people.
I want to say this real quick too. I'm not saying you shouldn't know basic math. It's very important to know basic math. But we'll say if I don't know geometry that well, unless I'm going into like something that can use, the skew of a triangle or something, I don't really need to like be amazing math godmatician to know that if I'm not going to use it and if I'm not good at it.
Like
it makes no sense for that as well. I agree.
Like my biggest problem with all of it is not even reading anymore. I could read a book. It would just take me a couple of days in comparison to a person. Like you might read a book in like you were saying they were giving you like 200 pages a week. That would take me like 3 weeks to read that.
Oh yeah. How's that been going, Alex?
Oh dude, I have to do more reading tomorrow. I'm always reading. I'm always the thinker,
what is that
the reader.
for? Like what subject?
It's my geography class, and I hate it. I have it. That's my test right now.
Wait, is that a
requirement right after?
That's a requirement class, or?
Yeah, it is. It's the easiest science class. Yeah.
I hate geography.
Dude,
with a
it
passion.
Sucked. I had world geography back in high school.
I can't tell you where anything is.
I would have rather shit in my hands and clap than even go back in that classroom. That sucked.
I wouldn't go that far.
I know I would. That teacher was a dick.
Well, I don't have your experience.
I got a funny story. I got a funny story to tell you. Since we're kind of off the topic now of that, what we were talking about a little bit earlier. But there in my middle school, I had this math teacher. This is why I'm terrible at math. I will completely own up to this. Because I was never properly taught math. And so I'm in my algebra class, and my teacher had a lot of problems at the time. And, like, no hate on that. But so she, in one of my classes, she got really annoyed by everyone. And she was just on the brink. And so she cusses out all of the kids in the class with one of like the teacher, like with one of the supervisors in the room.
Oh,
like grading her. So yeah, like
how do you do it on that day?
I know.
Like of all days, let's full on just curse out a student when someone's like doing a review of me.
She cussed out every student. Every single student.
She was like, Alex, fuck you. Fuck you.
I bet I could tell right now, I bet that was the hardest that class has ever laughed.
It was so funny, dude.
I bet you.
That was talked about for
that was probably making it so much worse.
Bro.
Was that making it worse?
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Was she like?
I have so many middle school stories, bro. It's so
Alex,
funny.
Fuck you. Trey, fuck you. Like, Connor, fuck you. I see you. I see you in the back. Like,
she literally like went through the whole class, like each individual. And
then
it was so
and the
funny.
guy and the person doing like the listing of if she's good. Fuck you as well.
yes, bro.
Did she curse out that person?
Funny.
Did she curse out that person too?
Yes.
What?
AX plus MB equals fuck you, Alex. Get out of my classroom.
You fucking
And then
retards! Like,
She smoked a cigarette and
In
then
class?
walked
In class?
what?
Dude, I have so many middle school stories. We need to go. We could do a whole podcast episode of middle school
Oh.
stories
No, I think
that
they'll
I
come
have.
out naturally. They'll
That's
come out naturally.
awesome, dude. I honestly, I know so many parents went
That
home,
was so
like so many kids went home telling their
awesome.
parents, and they got so mad, dude. Dude, the cigarette is amazing.
The cigarette is so wild.
Like,
That's wild.
and-
Dude, she felt
And it's
so
such-
liberated that she needed a cigarette. She needed a victory cig.
She left her whole, like her purse,
Dude,
everything.
we-
She just
that-
walked out of the building.
That sounds like a fucking like main character scene of a movie. Like
Yes, it was her canon event, bro. It was her canon event.
it's called The
That's
Teacher.
awesome.
The movie's The Teacher, and it's about how she's just in this terrible job, and at the end of the movie, it's just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and then she leaves and she smokes a cigarette. Fucking end credits, like
The
Fucking-
building explodes with all the
fuck,
middle
building,
schoolers
she's
in there.
just pouring gasoline all over the
A
building.
Michael Bay
and then
movie.
she throws the cigarette at the building. It just burns on fire, blows up, and then she's like, "So long, motherfuckers!" and gets in her car, drives off.
I hated math anyway.
Dude, she must have been thinking so much that morning to get to that point, which is a great transition to overthinking.
Yeah, overthinking.
She was
Yes,
overthinking
yes,
like
yes.
crazy to get to that point.
Dude, I hate it. I overthink.
Good one, Trey. That was
all the
good.
time. I overthink
Huh?
all the time. I don't know about you guys personally. I don't do it now as much because I've been a lot better about it.
What, overthinking?
Overthinking in the sense of social situations. I would go up. I was so nervous. I don't know. You remember the first time I met you when I was like a fucking like weirdo? When I was just like this during class?
A level 1 gooner.
I used
I would
to.
just
Now I'm
be
in
like
level 99
silent.
etcher.
I was dead silent for class. I would be in the back of the room. I didn't even talk to the girl next to me. She was sitting there the whole time. Didn't even ask her name. I was just like, what happens if she kills me? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not
Huh?
saying literally. I'm not
What?
saying literally. I'm saying socially.
Bro's like fighting his demons.
no,
Like,
seriously. Seriously. I went up to like where you guys were recording or something. Like it was a bunch of the guys up
Are you gonna
there.
eat that? Are you gonna eat that? Like, shoot, I don't know. if I
Eat
can
it,
say
eat it.
Oh, I'm putting it on my lips.
Eat it. You can. I think you can say it.
No, there's like a whole thing. There's a YouTuber I like to watch. I'm
He
talking about
eats
Shoe
glue.
Nice.
He eats glue.
No, his name's Shoe Nice, and like there's a YouTuber I
What
watch. And
such a
he like,
random segue.
We're not talking about this.
all right, we'll ignore it. Anyway, overthinking. Now I'm way better about overthinking too, because like I used to be bad like that too. Like I don't know. It's just like I felt like I said, I grew up thinking everyone hated me. I hated myself.
It's
Blah,
not
blah.
even that I thought they hated me. I would just be like, what happens if this happens? Like I was playing chess in my head. When the chess game didn't even begin, I would be like,
Yeah.
oh no. I thrive in awkward situations. That's the funny thing. Like I love making, like I'm not saying like I love making people awkward.
I do.
I kind of do.
love
I
being
kind of do.
awkward.
Like a little part of me
I
loves it.
Love it so much.
Like today, was it? No, it was yesterday. I was in like the hallway and I saw this nursing student walking by and I was talking about something to like Jameson and John, like our friends. And I was just like, I don't know how this came up. I'm not going through it. But basically, what I was saying was, I was like, is masturbation gay? And I was saying it really loud. And I saw this nursing student. So I started saying it louder. And I was like, hey, is masturbation gay? And she's walking by with like a terrified look on her face. And I'm just laughing. I'm dying. And I know not everybody finds that funny.
Now, there was a time when I used to work at Walmart. It was like I usually stock shelves of like non-cold food. Yes, Alex, the man in the back.
Me. I have a funny Home Depot story to tell y'all.
Okay.
This is kind of fitting for this theme as well, but you can finish your story first, Trey.
All right. So I usually would like put up chips, put up like spaghetti noodles, cereal, drinks, everything that I didn't need to go in a cooler or freezer. Well, for some reason that day, it was inventory day. So they're like, okay, everything's good over on your side. We need to help them before the people in to come in to check to make sure everything's okay. So we were like, okay, cool. I get to work in the cooler and the freezer. So they put me in the cooler and I had to put up butter. And like, I don't know why, but I was in just like a goofy, silly mood that day. So like, I would grab butter. I was like, butter.
Butter.
A woman would walk by behind me. I'm like, ma'am. She's like, what? I think you need butter. And she would just be like, huh? And I was like, if you don't want that, we have a salt-free one right there too. Just like stare, you need butter. And she's like, I think I'm okay.
I would be absolutely terrified if someone in Walmart came up to me and was like, do you want butter?
I'd shoot him.
I'd be scared. I'd be like, what is this man doing?
Dude, but it was making everyone laugh. And like, even it made one girl actually give me her number.
Huh?
That's crazy.
Trey's got that.
Butter Riz. Butter Riz is crazy, dude.
None never came from it, but it was funny that I was able to get a girl's number and be like, you need butter. Like, you need some now.
That annoys me. Like, sometimes I'm out with like our friends and I'm like, I can't do the stuff that I would want to do if I was in the right, like, if it was you guys, I would do different things.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people...
I just wish it was Trey and Alex. I wish it was Trey.
Kind of. I need, like, a wingman.
A wingman?
Other than, like, these people that just, like, are like, no. Be afraid, Liam. Be afraid.
No, dude, I love doing stuff.
Hold me back.
Like, there was one time I was going out with one of my friends of mine, and me, her, and her sister went to the mall. And I've told you about this before. We went to the mall, and we were in like this anime shop thing, and the guy just looks at me, and he's like, "Hey, man, you want a sword?" And I was like, "What you got?" He had like swords on the wall, and he was like, "Well, pick whichever one you want." I was like, "I ain't really got money for a sword." And he was like, "Dude, I'm so bored right now." And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that, man. He's like, "Please duel me right now." And I was like, "Huh?" And he was like, "Duel me right now." And I was like, "Sure." So he grabs like, the sheaths of swords.
Why does everything happen to Trey?
He gave one to me and he had one.
Trey
and we
has
sat there and like fought in this store. I have video recordings of it if you want to see it.
The fact that you were going like this, like like what is this, like a British like 1600s
No, we had our hand behind our back and we were sitting there like jabbing each other with like these sheaths. Or covers, or whatever you want to call them.
Put him a pal.
But anyway, what happened?
Scallywag.
What happened to your store you told me in Hobby Lobby?
Oh no, it's Home Depot. So I used to work at Home Depot. A long time Home Depot guy. Lowe's is better. I'll die on that hill. But I have this very funny story. So I was gonna hang out with my friends after work, and it was like 10 o'clock. And so my friend was hanging out with me because we were about to close. And so I had this group of guys come up to me with my ex-girlfriend and threatened to beat me and kill me at Home Depot.
Why?
Yeah.
Wait, what? What?
Because my ex-girlfriend is crazy.
Wait, your ex-girlfriend sent the guys to be like, hey, I'm going to...
Yes, with her. And they were like, yeah, we're going to kill you.
Wait, what the hell? She was...
Yeah.
With them?
Yeah.
Well, that's so extra, bro.
Yeah.
That is extra.
She sent the message personally.
That's such a crazy, like... Also,
that was a rough day. That was a rough day, dude.
I bet
that was rough. But I mean, like, I feel like Home Depot is not a great place to do this.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I mean, like a lot of the guys at like at least from your experience, wouldn't there be like guys backing you up? No,
there were like people were around me, like making sure that they couldn't reach me.
Yeah,
like or get to me.
I mean, like that's terrifying.
Just say
and the police were like already like on the way. Like,
who are you dating? Not actually, but like I just being like, who? Like what the heck?
I just
Dude,
sent
yeah,
y'all the
it's
videos in
a
general chat.
crazy.
You horny bastard.
I sent y'all the videos in general chat of the sword fight. By the way, we're gonna watch it after this.
Wait, yeah, let's screen share that real quick.
Can you?
That's a very like polarizing conversation that we just had. I almost got beat and killed.
How is that
At
polarizing?
Home
That
Depot.
would be only bad for you, Alex. I don't think anyone would be like, "Oh my god, I'm so traumatized from Alex's experience."
I had a story back at Walmart too. Where
There's probably people like that. Actually, never mind. I was so traumatized by your real life experience of you almost dying.
Oh my god, we have such a parasocial relationship. Please don't die.
Please.
If you die, I die.
No, there was a time at Walmart where I was just like, walking around. I think I was going to the back room, and like there's these 3 guys that walked up to me and they're like, "Hey man, we know you smoke. Will you sell to us?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "Come on, man, I know you smoke. You got a drink too, right?" And I was like, "No, man, I don't." I was smiling and laughing. He was like, "Oh, I get it. They're watching on the cameras. You can't say this out loud.
Like,
Smart, nice." And I was like, "No, man, I don't smoke or drink." He's like, "Nah, man, I get you. You're so smart. God, you're so smart." And I was like, "All right."
Does
And
this guy just look at you and be like, "This man needs to have
Yeah,
cigarettes and be a big alcoholic"? Like what? What?
Yeah, he was like, no, he wanted like weed. He was like, we know you smoke, man.
He
Do
wanted.
you sell?
Oh,
You
I
sell.
thought you meant like cigarettes. I didn't know which
No,
one you were talking
no,
about.
like weed. And he was like, "What time you get off work, dude?" And I was like, "I get off at 12, and I get off at 10." I wasn't telling him when I got off, but I was like, "Yeah, I get off at 12, man. You can meet me later." He was like, "I knew you did."
Why didn't you just say I'm not? No. Or
I said
was-
no 3 times. He was like, "No, I know you do, man. You're smart. You're
No,
smart.
you're lying. You're lying.
You're lying to me."
Dude, this
You're
guy was
lying,
just-
bud.
You stood this man up.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Am I gonna go out there and
You
like
stood
go buy
him
some
up on
time?
a drink and weed.
You wanted me to go out and go buy some time, put in a Ziploc bag, like, "Here's your weed, man." He's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then second of all, I'm gonna get my
Just wait.
ass beat because
No, wait.
now I'm like trying to sell this fake weed to a guy. 'Cause I
That
don't
was
have
probably
money.
wait, he
that
was
was probably a
asking
police officer, like an undercover police
No, they
officer.
can't do that,
Imagine.
Alex. They cannot do this.
Yeah,
That's totally
No,
That's so
You're
entrapment.
definitely lying.
they didn't look like
you definitely
police
smoked that
officers.
weed.
they didn't look like police officers personally, but
That is so entrapment. Like not even like, oh, you want some weed? You do weed? Do you do weed?
Hey, buddy, you do
You want to
weed?
try some weed? Why don't you sell me some weed? We can be friends.
I don't know what you sound like, but it's like, hey, buddy, you want to smoke some weed over
Hey,
here?
I feel like this is going for
like
like,
Quagmire.
yeah, it's going for that 50s accent. Like, hey, buddy, you want some weed? You want some good old fashioned marijuana?
You want some of that good kush? You want your good kush and alcohol?
Mary Jane.
Here, wait, let's
Did you
let's
just say
share.
Mary Jane?
Yeah, Alex, do you overthink a lot? Have you ever think?
Yeah.
Do you
So
ever
that was
think-
kind
do
of
you think?
going with the Home Depot thing as well, because like now I'm a little more like paranoid about some stuff.
I don't.
Like groups of
I can see
people.
why. Yeah,
That one seems more rational though. Like I feel like that would cause me paranoia, but that's not
Yeah.
like irrational paranoia. Like someone just threatened to kill you.
Well, like nothing happened after that, thankfully. But like, still, like I just wasn't expecting that.
I
Yeah.
And so, like, I've always been a bad overthinker, especially when I was younger. Like, I would overthink because I was kind of in Trey's boat. Like, everyone just said I'm stupid and you're fat. Like, you just can't do anything, so you're useless.
I had the same problem. I just don't really like talk about it that much.
Have you guys ever heard of Alan Watts?
No.
He's a philosopher. I was
Oh, no.
hooked in.
Oh, is he a modern day philosopher?
Bro said, "Oh no,
Is
no,
he a modern
no,
day
he's
or-
like an older Indian man. Like I think he's dead now."
Okay. If he's dead, then it's okay to be like follow that philosophy. But if he's alive, I don't know.
No, he's not modern. No, he said something about overthinking that I wanted to share to y'all that I really loved. I want to read out to y'all. Y'all okay with that?
Mhm.
He said
No.
a person All right, never mind.
We can't do this. It's over. Okay, Trey.
He said, a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch
Oh,
with
I've heard
reality.
this.
You have? Yeah. And lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, which I love that saying, chatter in the skull.
That's
'cause you're
actually
just-
that's great. Like that's
Yeah.
a beautiful saying.
very beautiful saying.
Because for me, what I've been realizing now is I'm still a little stuck in overthinking. Not too much. Not now. I've been really more focused on trying to do like actions instead of overthinking it. Because I think there is a point where like you trying to plan everything out is overthinking. Like,
Yeah.
You're
it
like
is.
being like, oh, I gotta like plan every aspect of my life. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it. Like, it's fine. Like,
I try to limit myself to like planning just day by day, like what I'm gonna try and get done.
I try to live through
my
the
thing
flow
is,
now.
my main thing is, I want to work out. I want to do a workout, and I want to do like a cold shower, and then I want to do like one thing that will make me productive for that day. Usually, that just makes me productive throughout the entire day. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't have to think about it. But even if I wasn't productive after that one task, I still technically was productive.
I'm really bad with that because like if like my plan is going good, like I'm doing everything I wanted to, like at this time and things like that, like how I hope the day would be, and it doesn't go like that, then I'm like super stressed. Like today was one of those days. Like I had a plan and then something happened and then like it just kind of threw off my plan, so now I was a little stressed.
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of how I am.
You're weak-minded. No.
You're puny. You're weakling.
Let's have like a podcast where little Alex for the whole time. We'll switch off. Next one's Trey.
This is the next victim.
Next victim.
I'd like to say with the Alan Watt thing too. I think that my favorite thing he said was he said I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else is useful in moderation. And then he says this: a good servant with a bad master, which is a very good way of saying like overthinking. It's good to think, but don't overthink all the time.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's basically saying your brain is the servant and you are the master, just making it working all the time,
Yeah.
overworking.
No, I get that.
And then like he also
makes
says
sense.
so what?
I said that makes sense.
Yeah. And then he says, and all so-called civilized people have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive. And basically saying through excessive thinking, they have lost touch with reality and that we confuse science with the real world. So like, we'll say, we'll say like, oh, I saw a pretty cat today, which means life is good, which means I can eat this donut.
So like the snowball effect kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like when you see the number 314, you're like, oh, that's a good number. That means.
Oh, you're saying that the people that run off like speculate. Like,
yeah.
oh,
Or just saying, my leg doesn't hurt today.
well, that's why I actually
Like
I don't-
777 is a good like
Personally,
lucky number.
I hate the people that go, oh, it happened for a reason. I'm like, can you? No, stop it. Like, they're like, oh,
I hate that too.
I hate it so much because it doesn't make sense. I'm like, oh, so like God's just killing people like all the time? Like, what do you mean? Like we avoided that tornado. It was because God loves me, and it's like, oh, so he hated the people the tornado killed. Like, what? What are you saying?
Yeah, like the tornado missed, but it killed like 3 other people. It just didn't kill you, so you're lucky.
You're like, I prayed to God today. Did you pray today?
That's such a selfish mindset as well.
It
Like
is.
it's
I-
such like a hypocrite thing.
Yeah. I also hate that saying where it's like you're saying, if you don't die, you're like, oh, God kept me alive because I have something more to do. But like, we'll say if someone dies, they're like, oh, he was picked for a reason. And they're like, oh, if you were in a garden, you saw pretty flowers, you would pick the prettiest one. God chose him because he's an angel. It's like, so you're saying because I didn't die today, I'm not an angel. But then you would arguably say, "Oh, it's because you have something more to do in
Also,
this
a
world."
lot of the times I'm like, was that guy a good guy?
Someone dies, I evaluate him. Let's see if he was a good guy.
No, like I'll get on the podium when my cousin dies, you know. When my cousin dies, I'm gonna just start talking shit and be like, this was my best friend, but you wanna know what he fucked up some fucked up shit he did? Let's get out the book.
They're cracking knuckles.
I want to say real quick, even though I said like it's kind of goofy, the like if you die thing, I do like that people look at it optimistically though. I'm not saying it's bad.
Oh,
that
it's
people
not
yeah.
I do like that because everybody wants to be optimistic, and I do too.
I'm not saying that.
Well, yeah,
optimism is bad.
it's a
I just don't-
very.
I don't
Oh, yeah.
like the people
Go
that get. They do it with materials too, though. It's not just people. Like it
Yeah.
would be like, we didn't get that house, but it was because of a reason. And it was like, no, I didn't get that job because of a reason. And it was like, probably because the reason was you weren't good enough. Like it was probably you. Like I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of people like put this on like a higher power or like I don't know, just like the universe. I'm like,
I think it's just more so like, I think it's kind of weird because some people are just completely oblivious to it because, people will be like, oh, I didn't die today. So like, that means that I have more to do. But like, so like, I think the better way to look at it is like, oh, I didn't die today. I have another day to like, spend doing something I love. Like people don't look at it like that. People just look at it like, oh, I didn't die today, but this guy died today. It's not like it's always just like
well, like
at someone else. It's never
people
at
say-
like I'm lucky.
Yeah. Some people try to say like, oh, it was their time. I don't like that expression. To me, I'm like, well, no, I don't know. Like, what do you mean?
All I have to do is go in a room with a gun, and I could make the time now if I truly wanted to.
Yeah, like, I don't know
I got
what
plenty of
that
time.
means. Is it my time? Is it my time? For the no.
For the audio listeners, Liam just put a 45 caliber through his brain.
How long have we been recording?
It's been almost 2 hours now.
Yeah,
It's not 2 hours, is it?
we started
No,
like 8:30.
Yeah.
No, we started recording at like 9. I think.
No,
No,
recording the actual video, we started recording at like 8:50.
really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
but we'll end it soon.
Yeah, I do have to go soon.
But-
so.
yeah, you gotta do that.
I'll leave it off with, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Idiot Sandwich. And I hope you've learned something about overthinking and existential crisis. And
Learn
I
to
think
love
we
yourself.
were on the topic. Yeah, I
Learn
think
to
we
love
were.
this was the
still
most
around the topic.
coherent podcast we've had so far. And the next one will not be. So be prepared.
Learn to
What
love
is the next
yourself.
one? What
Don't
is the
overthink.
next one we're thinking?
We're going to have to fill that. We're going to have to make a feeler. But it's going to be a crazy wild one. That's all I know.
Let's decide for the listeners. Let's decide the next one right now. What do y'all
Okay.
think?
Okay. Who wants? You want to do
I'm thinking game night.
Game
Thinking
night.
game night or like like middle school stories or
I don't think game night's a good pot. Unless we did like, I feel like trivia would be the only thing we could do. But we would have to do like trivia of us.
tier lists would be funny to do as well.
We could do tier list. But tier list is more visual, right?
But we could just say like what we put it in and then
I guess.
talk about it. Like I think we could do that.
pitch.
Or
Let's do a pitch. Pitch ideas. Okay. Alex, improv pitch that might not count and might not be the next episode. But for anyone that got this far, you get extra bonus content. So,
I like
Alex is up.
tier
He
lists.
got the pitch.
I like the tier list. I think we could just easily describe like what we think of the said like product or thing or
what's the tier
whatever.
list about though.
Like we could just do like music tier list or like food tier list, like snack tier list would be funny.
Jeffrey. Epstein. Celebrities.
Celebrity tier list.
Jeffrey Epstein celebrities tier list. Yeah.
That's a Patreon episode.
No, it doesn't need to be a Patreon. That's not even bad. It's just stupid. That's so stupid.
Okay, that's my pitch.
It's based
That's my
off
pitch.
skill. It's not based off anything. It's just like Stephen Hawking at the top or something.
Michael Jackson. All right, what's your pitch, Trey?
Yeah, Trey, your pitch.
Liam should go next. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
My pitch is masturbation.
Talk about jerking off. We talk about
What
jerking off for an hour straight.
No.
That would be so stupid, dude.
I couldn't do that. I don't think I could stop laughing.
I'm stroking it right
We'll
now.
talk about nut tap. The nut tap.
Nut tap.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
Why
about,
nut tap? Why nut tapping annoys us?
yeah, why nut tapping is like really irritating. Why men shouldn't do this to other men.
How sperm cramps hurt more than pregnancy?
No, this is about okay, so it's about nut tap. It's about jerking
Masturbation.
off. And it's about that
sperm cramp.
pain. At least for me, sometimes I get this pain in my balls when I really need to pee really bad. Sometimes
What?
I don't
You have a kidney stone?
no. It's not like that. It's just
Wait, in your balls?
not really my balls, but it's
You never had cramps? Like, you never had sperm cramps?
You've never had like the thing where you're like, oh, and then you just like gotta go to the bathroom and just pee. You know?
In your balls?
I know what you're talking about.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I've
like-
had sperm cramps before.
Huh? Yeah, I think that's
You
probably.
never heard of sperm cramps? It's
I
just
didn't
when your
know what it
balls
was
like
called,
literally cramp
probably.
from like producing sperm.
Oh, that's probably what that I'm talking about. I did.
Yeah, it's what you're talking about.
I thought I just had to pee.
Defunct.
I don't know. I might have. I just don't remember.
No, like I was in Amy's class. I was in like a teacher's class. A teacher. I didn't say her name.
Trey already gets so much.
So I was in
Never
like I was in a class and I was just like and I was like sitting there and I was like doing my assignment and then I go oh and just like in my head and I'm just like and I'm like I gotta go to the bathroom. Trey just got up to the bathroom. It was so weird. He just got up and I was just like I gotta go. And
Y'all
like,
got synchronized
I
sperm
like
cramp.
followed him to the bathroom and I'm just like I gotta pee. It felt like I got kicked in the balls, bro.
Yeah, that's how it
I
feels,
know what y'all
dude.
talking about now. I guess I repressed those
I didn't
memories.
know what
hate
they
sperm
were.
cramps.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what they were.
I didn't know what they were.
Yeah, that's
I
what
worked
they
out at
are.
a spin class one and I was getting them. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I thought there was
My
something.
balls, my balls.
I thought it was something. I didn't know what it was. That makes so much sense now.
So wait, well,
All right, Trey, what's
what was
your
your
pitch?
idea for next podcast?
Mine?
Sperm cramps?
Kind of. That was how it devolved.
That's what we talk about the whole time.
Sperm cramps.
What really grinds our gears? Sperm cramps.
Anyway, the idea
There's only downhill.
I think what we should do next podcast, we should all say each person, we should say one thing we hate and one thing we love about each person.
Oh, that's a good one. I
That's
like
a good
that
one. I like that one. That might win. I think that wins.
Yeah, I'm down to do that one.
Because the thing is, Alex, tier list, we're going to get to tier list eventually. But that's like something when we run out of ideas.
Yeah, that's
Because like when
We're
we
so
run out of
fresh on the
ideas, we
ideas.
have something to fall back on. But
Thing is, all three of these ideas we could talk about next podcast.
yeah, we could do it in all one podcast.
We could do a
Sperm
tier
cramps,
list of sperm
tier
cramps
list.
and things I hate about you and things I love
And
about you.
masturbation. But that would be at the end. And it would be going on
That's a 3-hour long podcast.
3 hour.
Yeah, we could do a tier list on each other. The tier list, like, we'll say,
Can we do a tier list on masturbation?
No, like the tier list can be like the one thing I love and one thing I hate about you. Like the things that I hate about you, I'd put in D tier, and things I love about you be an A.
Aww. I'd put all of y'all in
edging
D.
on the top. Edging's on the top.
Trey's
Oh wait, we could do an
overwhelming masculinity.
edging podcast. No, again.
Overwhelming masculinity.
Yeah, that's my one thing I don't like about you, Trey.
He's smelling those pheromones from the computer.
Dude, I can smell the testosterone off of you right now.
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't help myself.
It's like meat cannon.
I can't let this slide.
I could smell you.
I could smell you radiating of testosterone.
Okay, I hope. Okay, for the audio listeners, I'm sorry what this devolved into, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the idiot sandwich, and I hope this scarred you for life. Anyway, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Idiot Sandwich Podcast. I would like to congratulate you for getting this far into my podcast, and thank you dearly. Anyway, you can listen to me, Alex, and Trey on more podcasts on Monday, bro. Every Monday. We're gonna release every Monday. But I gotta go right now because I'm getting arrested. I hope you see me soon, but you might not. Sorry, guys. Get off me. Get off me. You'll never take me alive.